does France consider Indonesia as an important partner and also important market in Southeast Asia?
Yeah, for France, Indonesia is a major partner, a major market in Southeast Asia, but I would say even in Asia. Indonesia is a huge country, a huge market. It's a country very important for us strategically in the Indo-Pacific. Indonesia has a special place. As you know, France is also present in the Indo-Pacific, in the Indian Ocean and in the Pacific Ocean. So our partnership with Indonesia is very important on that level. On the economic level, we are present here with more than 200 companies present here. We have a very active relationship with Indonesia on the commercial and economic matter. One thing which is important for us is to not only to have trade with Indonesia, but to work together with transfer of technology and local production. Many of the French companies who are working here are not only selling products, but are constructing, building products here in Indonesia for Indonesian market or even for export markets in Southeast Asia from Indonesia.
So if you say that Indonesia is one of the important partners and market in Southeast Asia, do you know why is the reason that most of the European Union's investment go to Singapore and Vietnam instead of Indonesia?
Well, for the Singapore market is a very mature market, very easy in the doing business ranking. But I must say, some companies invest in Singapore sometimes to reach other countries and to reach Indonesia. So when you assess for example, the French economic presence or investment in Indonesia, you have to take into account that part of the French presence is going through Singapore. For Vietnam, the French have a long established relationship with Vietnam for historical reasons. But if you look at the numbers, we have more French companies in Indonesia than in Vietnam. So I think the Indonesian market is the biggest in the region and one very important for infrastructure. So it is for us a priority, clearly. Doesn't mean that we are neglecting other markets, but Indonesia is really a priority for us.
So with the condition that you mentioned before, what should Indonesia do to boost or to attract more foreign investment to come to Indonesia, especially for France business?
Well, I think the policy of the government, of the president, to attract foreign investment is very well received in France. The omnibus laws, which are now discussed at the parliament, might be a very good incentive. Of course, the Indonesian market is not an easy market. You have regulations which are sometimes a bit difficult. I think these are very good signs, and it will increase foreign investment and particularly French investment.
So, is there any plans or strategy from French government to maybe bring more your investors to come to Indonesia to invest?
Well, we are working alongside the Indonesian authorities to make Indonesia more well known to French investors, French company. We're going to have in a few weeks a delegation of French businessmen who will come in Indonesia. I know my counterpart, the Indonesian ambassador in France, is very active in promoting its country. So there are many things, but the most important is the perception of the market by the companies. And with the reforms going on in Indonesia, it is a powerful way of attracting investment.